Hello, everybody. My name is Dylan Baker, and welcome to the fifth episode of the second season of Kings Connected. In our previous four episodes, we talked to Jack Uniacke, Colin Holmes, Nolan Burnside, and Oliver Sloan, four players who have signed with the Camoka Kings for next year. Today, we're going to talk to our first returning player who signed for last season, and Omar Hage. Omar is a 2003-born goaltender who is a U18 pick of the Hamilton Bulldogs in the 2020 U18 draft. A very talented goalie. We're excited to talk to Omar, who is also a London Junior Knights alumni. Without further ado, let's bring him in. Here is Omar Hage. Omar Hage joins me now. He's re-signed with the Camoka Kings for this upcoming season. Omar, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Getting things going. As we mentioned, you re-signed with the Kings for this season. What factors played into that decision?
Well, I'm very familiar with this organization and the people within it, like just the coaches, the players, the managers, and everyone else that helps out with our team. It's just a really nice community here, so I enjoy playing here. But my personal feelings aside, I just still think Camoka is a really great place to play junior B hockey. I think it's a good competitive level, and I think it's going to open up some good opportunities for me in the future.
Absolutely. That familiarity can be so huge. And we often hear about how the Kings staff and players are like a community, and we're happy that you enjoy that. So last year was a different season. How did you feel when you got word the season was officially canceled?
Well, it wasn't exactly like a specific day where they told me the season was canceled. It was just a bunch of delays. Like they said it was going to be in September, and then we got delayed till October. Then we got delayed till January, and I think I just came to the realization that we weren't going to have a season, which is like super disappointing for me. It's just like no fun throughout the winter year because I'm used to playing hockey, and I just had not a lot to do because we weren't playing, we weren't practicing, we were just shut down. So it's a super disappointing feeling.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I can only imagine what it was like for the players out there on the ice. So I know it was a strange year last year, but what areas of your game do you feel you improved on in what we can call, I guess, an extended off season?
Strength. I had a lot of time to myself. Was able to work on a lot of strength training. Got a little bit bigger, got a little bit stronger, and that helps me a lot on the ice. Spent some time in Hamilton, work on my technique, and it just allows me to feel more calm, more composed while I'm out there. Just gives me the ability to read the play, gives me the ability to think before I act, and that just makes me a more confident, consistent goalie. So I think that's really going to help going into this following season.
Awesome. So what was it like to receive coaching from Kings goalie coach Dave McDonald, and how much are you looking forward to spending a full season under his guidance?
I'm really looking forward to it. We just talked the other day, actually. We had a nice conversation, and I really like taking my advice from people that have experience. They've already walked in these steps that I'm trying to walk in. So since he's already done all this before, I feel like he has really good advice for me. I feel like I could learn a lot from him. So I'm really excited to get going with him.
For sure, Dave, of course, a former Ontario Hockey League goalie, and that's the next step for you as well. And it's great to hear from guys who have been there and done that to help you progress in your game. Is there a guy that you really like watching player that you model your game after in the crease?
I watch a lot of guys on TV, but one guy I like to watch is Sergei Bobrovsky, just because when he's really on his game, it just looks like there's no weakness, there's no opening. He just looks so confident, and sometimes I'll watch him right before I play, and sometimes it gives me that confident boost just because he has a similar playing style to me. Just if you ever watch him when he's on his game, he just looks unbeatable. So he's just great to watch.
Absolutely, a former Vezina Trophy winner at a down year last year, but when he is on, he is on. Recently, the preseason schedule were announced on social media. How excited are you to get back to game action?
I'm really excited because I've been practicing a lot lately, but practicing is just it's just practice. You know what I mean? The real fun comes in the real games that have a lot of meaning behind them. So obviously, we have this preseason schedule coming up, which I'm very excited for. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm sure it will be. That competitive side of you will certainly come out more than what we've seen as Kings fans before, because we haven't really seen you play an official game in a Kings uniform. There were those exhibitions last season against the London Nationals, but now we get to see Omar Hage in a Kings uniform during the regular season and during some preseason games as well. So I'm sure a lot of Kings fans are looking forward to that. Final question for you. Next year will be your second at the junior B level, if you count last year. If you don't, then it's going to be your first. Do you have any goals set for yourself in the year ahead?
For myself, it's more like expectations. I have a lot of high expectations for myself. I expect a lot. I expect to play at a high level. I expect it to be consistent. But for the team, yeah, a lot of goals. You know, don't want to get too far ahead, but you think to playoffs, you think to how far you can get. Obviously, I have a lot of goals for this team. But for myself, it's more like expectations. I expect myself to perform at a certain level, and if I can do that, then hopefully my goals will just follow through.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to seeing you out there on the ice this year. Omar, thanks so much for joining the show today.
Thanks, Dylan.
That was my interview with Omar Hage, a 2003 born goaltender who is signed with the Camoka Kings for next year. Once again, a great pleasure to talk to Omar for the second season in a row. I know that the Kings organization is very happy to have him back. He's thought very highly of by GM Ruth Chanderdat and the coaching staff as well. So great addition to have back with the team for the 2021-2022 season. We appreciate you joining us here on episode 5 of the second season of Kings Connected, and we'll be back later this week with another great episode.